DJ Lady
I'm Drew Commesso, Chicago Blackhawks prospect, and I'm on I Only Touch Greatness podcast.
Looking for the most beers on tap, great steaks, great staff? Head over to the John B. Pub.
We got the best beers, steaks, chicken wings, nachos in town. Come see us at the John B. Pub.
The John B. Pub, the best bar in town. Come sign up for our football pool. Say Hayes sent you.
Turn it up. The #1 sports podcast in Vancouver with Ryan Hayes and Big Mike.
The Chicago Blackhawks are proud to select from the U.S. National Development Team, Drew Commesso.
I think my strength right now.
Coming in, Millen, out in front, and a great stop by Drew Commesso. Mulliner coming in, took the shot, great stop by Commesso. Leading scorer in the league, one-on-one, look at this. Commesso stayed right with him, and yeah, it stayed out. Here comes Davidson. Moves in, fakes, and Commesso beat him. Drew Commesso, rather large here over the last 5 minutes in goal for USA. Grant took the shot, and a fine stop by Drew Commesso. The late man Ferentz out in front, and the shot, a great stop by Commesso.
I've talked to the Blackhawks a lot,
The Blackhawks might have their goaltender of the future. In today's second round of the NHL draft, they picked Drew Commesso. He was the goaltender for the U.S. National Developmental Team. In 27 games last season, he had a 2.05 goals against average and a .920 save percentage. He also had 3 shutouts. Commesso will be attending Boston University before beginning his professional career.
Mellon coming in, Mellon out in front, and a great stop by Drew Commesso. Back right wing over the line, Chase Brand with Weber. Brand took the shot, and a fine stop by Drew Commesso. Here's a clear-cut breakaway. Mulliner coming in, took the shot, great stop by Commesso. Meta, bumper position, the shot blocked, did not get through. Now a shot and a great stop by Commesso. Play. Master Simone, the late man Ferentz out in front, and the shot, a great stop by Commesso. And another shot, a pile up in the blue light.
So Drew, born in Norwell, USA. What was childhood like, and when did you start playing hockey?
Childhood was good. I grew up, Norwell's a pretty small town, so I grew up with, a lot of the same friends, that I still talk to today. Some of my best friends are the ones I've lived with my whole life. And, the town's right on the beach, so I spent a lot of summers on the boat and on the beach. That's pretty big for me, is outside of the rink, is getting out and doing some fishing, going to the beach and things like that. So, that's kind of where I've grown up. And I started playing hockey around 5 or 6, pretty young, like most kids do. But I guess what was a little unique for me was I started off as a player, and I actually tried out for my club team as a player, and fortunately made it when I was around 8 or 9. And for that club team, our goalie, we only had one goalie. And, back in the day, you kind of played 2 teams, right? You play your town team and you play the club team. At least that's what a lot of guys here in Boston do. And he was missing a lot of games, and we kind of needed a goalie, and someone needed to really step up. And I laced up the pads. I ended up liking it, and then he left the team, and it kind of left me no option. And I really just fell in love with the position, fell in love with the gear, and I just loved being on the ice all the time and playing in every game. So, I transitioned over to goalie, and then I guess the rest is history.
Yeah. Did you play any other sports growing up?
I played a lot. Yeah, I was a pretty athletic kid. I played baseball up until 9th grade, up right until I had to move to the US NTDP. So I really enjoyed playing that. I played lacrosse too, and I still play golf all the time too. I know that's pretty popular for the hockey guys because the seasons align. So I like to spend some of my free time playing golf, and I really like watching all sports though.
And then go ahead, Ray.
You might as well, while we're talking golf for a second there, I might as well hit him with, if you could have like a dream foursome. It doesn't have to be just golfers, but if you could go golfing and with 3 other people, who would you choose?
One of them would have to be Tiger. He's just too much of a legend, especially in golf, to not have him there.
Yeah.
So I guess it would have to be him. I would definitely probably have to add in a hockey guy too. I'm trying to think someone a little off the board. Maybe Ryan Miller, because I've kind of always looked up to him. He's kind of a USA guy. And, growing up, he used to play for the Buffalo Sabres, and I was obviously a Bruins fan, so I got to watch him a bunch when we'd play him in the playoffs. I kind of admired him, and obviously being a U.S. goaltender as well. So I'd have to throw him in there too. And then, honestly, probably Dave Portnoy too from Barstool Sports.
Yeah.
I think he's hilarious. And I think, having him and Tiger in there would be pretty funny just to hear what they have to say and get some good laughs out of that round for sure.
Oh, yeah, that'd be fun. And Ryan Miller, just to tie that up there, he played in Vancouver as well, where we are.
Yep.
Good.
After high school, you went on to NDCP, like you said. What did you learn on and off the ice from that program, and how did they help you develop your game into where it is at today?
I learned a lot going to the program. Obviously, you go as a pretty young kid, and you don't really know what to expect. And I'd never moved away from my family. A lot of the kids haven't, and a lot of the kids hadn't played competition that was older than them. So that was a big change, playing into the USHL and doing that. But really, I learned so much off the ice going to the US program. I know a lot of people kind of talk about the on-ice things, and, that takes care of itself, and a lot of people know about that. But I feel like it kind of goes a little untalked about of, how well they develop the kids off the ice too. And, everyone at that program is just such great people, and, they take pride in developing you as a young man too, and teaching you the right things. So I learned a lot about work ethic off the ice, a lot about, being a good kid and treating everyone with respect. So yeah, those are a few things I guess I learned there.
Yeah, we hear nothing but good about that program, and every guest we have on from there, just all the kids are just so respectable and just super nice kids. And obviously it's why that program is so well and why those kids achieve so much in their careers.
Yeah, no doubt.
Any nicknames? What's your favorite jersey number and why?
Everyone kind of calls me Messo. It's pretty self-explanatory just because my last name is pretty short. I wear 29 actually. Kind of another reason I got into goaltending is my older cousin, Nick Commesso. He was a goalie and he wore 29, and I'd always go to his games and watch him play goalie. I know when I got around to that age where you could finally pick your own number, I wanted to be like him and kind of fill in his shoes. So I went with 29, and every time I've had the opportunity to stick with it, I've done it. And luckily going to BU, the number was open. So I had to jump on that really quick.
Any pregame rituals or routines for you? I know you're a goalie, so you got to have one weird one.
Yeah, I mean, goalies, everyone thinks that goalies are weird, and I honestly try and pride myself in being, and just being super normal. So yeah, before the games, I'm pretty loose. I used to be, before the program, I was pretty tight. Like I'd throw my headphones on, wouldn't talk to people, but I've kind of learned that, a lot about hockey is having fun and really enjoying your time at the rink. And especially with COVID, I've learned that, you always got to soak in every time you're at the rink and be grateful for it. And, I felt that, when I was listening to music and wasn't talking as much as the guys, I wasn't having as much fun at the rink. So yeah, now I'm pretty loose. I listen to some country music, and yeah, I keep it pretty loose before the games. Nothing too crazy.
Luke Combs fan?
What was that?
Luke Combs fan?
Yeah. Oh yeah. A big Luke Combs fan. I like it. I like a lot. Zach Brown too.
Okay.
A lot of new guys, new popular guys I like.
Oh yeah. And what do you see as one of your weaknesses, and how are you looking to improve it?
I wouldn't really say a weakness. I know I have a lot of stuff to improve on, but one thing I'm really improving on this summer is just my skating. As you get older and as you get to the next levels in the NHL, and as you develop, the best goalies are always such great skaters. And I think, especially in today's game, I mean, the players are so fast now, and plays happen so fast, and the rushes are so fast where being a goalie, you have to be able to beat those pucks on your feet and not slide, things like that. So I'm really working on that. And with that, I guess, comes like the off ice training, like working on my core, making sure my core is strong. And a lot of it's lower body and flexibility as well.
Okay. You've represented your country numerous times, and you will be numerous times in the future. What's it like putting on the Stars and Stripes?
It's surreal. Yeah. I really, every time I do it, it's really hard to explain it just because it's such a cool feeling and such just a humbling feeling with all the great legends, hockey legends that have put on the U.S. jersey and, what it really means to represent your country. And yeah, it's been such an honor since the first time I threw it on. I still remember playing versus the Johnstown Tomahawks in the Null, my U17 year, and putting on for the first time. It was really the coolest thing ever. And yeah, just such an honor, especially, really every day in practice. It doesn't matter if it's a practice or a game, just having that USA logo is just so cool. And I've been so blessed to have the opportunity to represent my country a few times.
Yeah, and just recently, oh, sorry, Ryan, I was just going to say.
Go ahead. You go ahead. You got a stat.
Yeah, I was just going to say, and recently you were lucky enough to get the call to go to the hockey championships and represent USA. What was it like claiming the bronze medal and learning the tournament?
It was really cool. I woke up, I think it was a Monday morning, and I got a text just saying from someone at USA Hockey saying, hey, could you give me a call? And I really thought it was just about the World Junior Summer Showcase because, I knew it was coming up and probably getting the details. And when I was told I had the opportunity, I was like, wow, like, that's pretty cool. I'm still in school. So I had to run downstairs and ask my parents and email my teacher and things like that. But luckily, I had the opportunity, and it was definitely something I couldn't pass up. And I flew on over there, I had to quarantine for a quick day, and then met all the older guys. And, obviously it's a little bit different of a group what I'm used to, right? I'm used to playing with, kids my age, maybe a few years older, but, really no men and no adults. So that was definitely a little different, but all in good ways. They're all great guys. And we had such a close-knit group. I think, with not being able to leave the hotel because we were in quarantine, we really, began to make real good friendships. And it was just such a fun time. I'm so humbled that I was able to spend a few weeks over there with those guys.
Yeah, and you had some good tendies to look up to too.
Yeah, obviously Cal, having goaltender of the tournament, he was great to watch. Great guy too. I learned a lot from him on and off the ice. And then having Jake Ollinger there, I knew him a little bit before. He went to BU too, and I've skated with him a little bit in the past. And just to be with those guys and be around two pros that have played a decent amount of games in the NHL, it helped me a lot, and I definitely learned a lot.
Yep, and I actually won money having you guys finish that. I bet on USA to place, so that worked out good. And then another friend of the show, Maddie Berniers, another beauty on the team, closer to your age, I guess.
Oh yeah, I've known Maddie I've actually known Maddie since we were about 7 or 8. I've played against him. He was on my brick team, I think, when we were 10. He lives like 7 minutes down the road from me.
Oh, really?
We've always grown up playing against each other, and luckily we both made the U.S. program team. And then, I see him all the time. He's a great kid, one of my great friends.
Yeah,
he's a beauty. We loved having him on the show. Super nice kid.
Yeah. And then we recently tried to get him back on to talk about the draft. But yeah. But do you have any hidden talents?
Hidden talents, man, not really. I can honestly say I don't think I really do. Before the games, like I said, I used to be a little more quirky than I am now. I used to do this pretty cool ball sequence that everyone would, kind of look at me like, whoa, that's pretty cool. Just a little bit like Jim Craig did in the Olympics for that tournament there. They kind of won gold at. It was no big deal. Just a small tournament. But yeah, in that movie, I actually saw doing the ball thing. I was like, oh, that's pretty cool. And then with my goalie coach, we kind of adapted that. And I guess you could say that's a little hidden talent, but I don't do it too much anymore. So.
Okay. What would you say the favorite rink is you played in?
Favorite rink would probably be Yost at Michigan. We played there my U18 year, and they hadn't played a home game, I think, in like a month or something. I think it was right after their Christmas break, and they just got back. So it was a sold-out arena, and obviously playing Michigan at Michigan. They have great fans, great student section, and luckily we came out on top, and I didn't let in too many goals, so I didn't get heckled too much.
And then take me back to 2020 when you were drafted 46th overall to the Chicago Blackhawks.
It was awesome. Yeah, I feel like it was such a long lead up because obviously you had the season, and during the season, I honestly didn't really think of the draft too much. I was just really enjoying my time because I knew that as every weekend went by, I had less and less games with the NTDP, so I really wasn't thinking of the draft too much. But and then obviously once the season ended and COVID hit and the draft kept getting pushed back, and I was really just looking forward to it. And on draft day, I had my goalie coach that he's been coaching me since I was like 8, I think, right when I started playing goalie. Brian Eklund, I had him over, and then my family, and it was great to celebrate with them because they really got me there. And to be drafted by Chicago, I really just couldn't have been happier and more blessed to go to such a great city, such a great organization and team. And I'm really looking forward to getting out there and seeing what the rink is like and meeting all the guys there in person.
Did you know Chicago was interested? Did you talk to them much before the draft?
I knew they were interested. Yeah, they were definitely one of the teams that I thought of. I had a chance to go to, but talking to some of the guys and some of the past NTB players, the ones, I remember them always saying like, "Oh yeah, I got drafted by this team, but like we never really had an interview or anything." So I really never knew what was going to happen until kind of I saw it on TV, and it was such a cool moment.
And Chicago's one really since Crawford. I haven't really seen them have a goalie that's like their franchise goalie. So it'd be nice spot for you to fit in to be a franchise goalie.
For sure, yeah. And I think that that's obviously out of my control of who they have and who they bring in. I think at every level you're going to have to compete for the starting job, and I try and not really focus about who's there, and just wait for my opportunity and my time. And at the end of the day, my job is to stop the puck, and that's really all that I can control. So,
yeah,
absolutely. And your time's coming. Don't worry. That's why we wanted you on the show.
So, if you're an animal, what would you be?
I got asked this question once, and my answer was a zebra, and I'm going to stick with it.
I like it.
And I thought that, it kind of relates a little to goalies in hockey, where if you see a zebra in the wild, like, you'll be like, oh, it's just like another animal. It won't stick out too much. But as you look at it, kind of like goalies are a little bit different too. Like zebras have the stripes. They look a little bit different. When you see the pad and you're like, oh, that's a zebra. And when you look at a goalie sometimes off the ice too, you can tell like long, lengthy kid. So I'd have to say a zebra.
For me, I always go with a dolphin. I always look like a dolphin.
Oh.
With no hair, right?
That's funny.
And Drew, one thing I never realized, obviously I never was a goalie or anything. I don't really watch goalies, I guess, close enough. But like most of you guys use white stick tape. We've had one goalie on guest that told us black, and he said that he's totally unique that way.
Yeah. I've noticed that too. I think I don't really know too much. I know that most of the goalie sticks, they're usually made with a lighter base, whether it's like light gray or white or something like that. I know a lot of the player sticks are like black on the blade, and I think
it
looks better, but I think it's it's hard to make it look good when it's a lighter base. So I've always used white, and I haven't changed my stick tape in a while, so I always use white.
Okay. So attending the University of Boston, had a first season in the NCAA, and you had a great season. Taking back to your first win.
It was awesome. Yeah, I've always grown up a BU fan, and I've always gone to the games and watched them playing in the Beanpot, being a Boston kid. And yeah, obviously suiting up for the first time was such a cool experience. And obviously our season got pushed back a little bit, so I had to wait a little bit longer. But at the time, that was all right with me. I was a Boston kid playing for BU, and I honestly couldn't be happier. And just playing with all the guys, it really felt surreal. And to get the first win was awesome. And to have this season that we had, it was a real great season. I learned a lot of great things, and super excited to get back to campus next year. We should have another great team, and have another great year. So there's a lot to look forward to.
Who would you say the best player you played with is and against?
Played with? I mean, as a goalie, I'll probably say hardest to stop, just because I feel like that's a little bit of goaltending is, who's the hardest to stop. I'd honestly have to go Luke Tuck, my roommate. Everyone was kind of asking that before the draft too, and they were saying, who's the hardest to stop in practice and stuff. And I'd always say Luke, and they'd be like, "Oh wow, really?" Like they weren't really expecting it, but Luke had a great year last year, and he just has such a great shot. And he's obviously one of my best friends too. I roomed with him at BU, and we were together at the program.
No, we had him on too.
Yeah, he's a beauty.
Oh yeah.
Do you see much of like his brother in him?
I do, especially off the ice too. Luke was always FaceTiming him in the room. So sometimes after his games and stuff. We watched a lot of Knights games last year, and they seem pretty identical. They sound the same too. And Alex is a great guy. He's reached out to me a few times, and but yeah, I guess in their on ice game too, I see a bit of similarities. They're both bigger guys, pretty strong. I think Luke plays a similar game, and obviously he can score a lot of goals too. So he'll definitely be successful at the NHL, just like his brother is.
Oh yeah.
And stupid question, I should probably know this stat, but you took shots from Caulfield as well, right?
Yep. Yeah, Cole, when we'd practiced together sometimes at the NTDP, and then the World Junior. We had the World Junior kind of just like a team camp over the summer for a week. So I got to see a bit of shots from him.
Yeah, that must have been crazy. I love watching that kid.
Yeah, he's an awesome kid. Super humble, super great kid.
I was thinking that the other day, where he's always smiling. He's in a good mood. He just seems like a great kid. And me and Mike have both met him at the draft when it was in Vancouver. And he stopped to take a picture with us both and got his autograph and stuff. But yeah, super humble, great kid. And that was it. That was what I was going to say. Remember, Mike, we seen him and he came out of the hotel and he had all the cameras are all on him. Like, boom, they're chasing him around. And he's like, "Hey, this guy over here," and stops me and Mike. And he's like, "Let me sign for you guys." And then boom, gave us a couple autographs. Like, it's such a nice kid.
Yeah, he's an awesome kid. There's no shock why he's having so much success. I think, especially with Montreal too, he, kind of having that positive atmosphere that someone can bring in, like the positive vibes and always smiling. It really wears off to the team, and the teams can really build off of that. And I think that's what he's doing, and why he's having so much success.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Him and Suzuki combo is just sick right now.
Yeah.
I've never asked this one to a goalie. What's your perspective on the Michigan or lacrosse goal, and how much do you hate it?
I wouldn't say I hate it. I think it's good for the game. And a lot of players are trying to do it, be more creative. I hope it never happens to me. I know in practice I've gotten pretty good at seeing when kids can do it, especially in not having to do it in a game and mess up and have your coach yell at you. A lot of guys do it in practice now, and luckily I've kind of picked up when it's coming and stuff. A lot of guys like doing it at BU, so haven't gotten scored on yet. Hopefully it stays that way.
Absolutely. And one thing I always laugh about is that, could you imagine if it was like even 10, 15 years ago and like Ron Hextall or Darren Kluche, like your wrists would be broken. Like that'd be lumber across your wrist, guaranteed.
No doubt. No doubt.
And I wonder if you could even pick the puck up with those old school hockey sticks, those one-piece woodens they were using in like the 80s and 90s. Could you even pick the puck up? So to see the original guy going, the original Michigan goal, Mike, I forget his name. You know it. He's from around here. Mike Leg. Yeah. Mike Leg. Yeah. To see him do that with the old school sticks too, it must just the pressure you put down on the puck to make it come up on end like that.
Yeah, definitely be tough. I actually saw, I think it was yesterday, someone I think in sled hockey pulled it off, so it's pretty cool.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
I gotta check that out.
I know for me, I can do it from my knees, like during warm up when I'm stretching and shit. I like to do a little spin around kind of thing on from my knees, and that's usually what I'll scoop the puck up and start firing it around. But from my knees, I can do it from my knees. So I mean, from sledge hockey might be pretty cool to see.
Yeah, absolutely. How would you describe your game or playing style?
I'm definitely a really calm and efficient goalie. I try to be as calm as possible. Kind of like I was talking with Cole, I feel like the team can kind of feed off that when it's in a tense situation at the end of the game, and they kind of look down and see that your goalie's got everything under control. And I really just try to be super calm, and I pride myself in being a really good skater as well as a good puck handler. And I like making my defense's job as easy as they can, and take as many hits off as I can possible. So those are some of the strong points in my game, I would say.
Hey, Drew, I just want to thank you very much for taking the time for us today and coming on. We're big fans of you, and we know that you're going to go far in hockey, and we can't wait to cheer you on for the rest of your life and rest of your career.
Yeah, we're going to be big fans of you going forward.
Looking for the most beers on tap, great steaks, great staff? Head over to the John B. Pub.
We got the best beers, steaks, chicken wings, nachos in town. Come see us at the John B. Pub.
The John B. Pub, the best bar in town. Come sign up for our football pool. Say Hey sent you.